Hey now, let's see, it's Saturday, November 5th. It's in the morning. I'm getting up, getting ready to play tennis. Hence the Spartan gear, Spartan hat, but you don't care about that. What you do care about is the autograph analysis of George Davis. And if you're asking who the hell is George Davis, you have a right to ask. He is one of those deep, deep Hall of Famers that not many people know about. He was a turn of the century player. I think he started with the Spiders in Cleveland in like 1890s, around then. He actually won a World Series with the 1906 White Sox and then like dropped off the face of the earth. People don't know what happened to him for the longest time. And then about Bill James and a lot of historians, like, let's say, rediscovered him in the late 80s, early 90s. And they realized that at the time of his death, and even later on, he was like a leader in like doubles, triples, singles, hits, plate appearances. And there was a big movement to get him into the Hall of Fame. And there was articles in the New York Times about him. And he gained traction that this guy should be in the Hall of Fame. And then they finally found some research that he died in a mental institution of syphilis in like 1940 something, which, to be honest, is like a long time ago, but it's not like that long time ago when you look at the Harry Wrights and the Alex Cartwrights of the world. But even then, his autograph was a mystery. And when I started collecting, and we'll show it in a second, there was only one known autograph. But since I started collecting, two more have been discovered. But as you can imagine, they're not cheap. So with any further ado, let's take a look at the autograph analysis of gorgeous George Davis. I guess he had blonde hair. Okay, so this is the only letter in the PSA database. And the fact that you even have a letter in the TSA database is amazing. And if you look at this, it says autograph is the top of the most difficult of the Deadball era players. And that's probably true. For the longest time, this was the only known autograph. I'm not going to really get into what to look for because, to be honest, if it's not in a letter or has like ironclad provenance, don't even buy it. And if you do go to buy it, you better have 20,000 plus just laying around. So this, again, this was the only known autograph for the longest time with George Davis. Then all of a sudden, Christie's had this amazing auction. God, I even grabbed a couple of things from this auction. I try to look at that, I can't get over, and try to get more. And one of the first things they auctioned, one of the first lots, you can see lot 13, was this George Davis letter. Now, this is from the estate of Nicholas Young. Nicholas Young was like a commissioner of baseball before there really were commissioners. I don't know if you could focus in on this a little bit here. So, some people argue that his estate may have been stolen, not stolen. I don't know. I'm not going to comment on that. What I am going to comment is this is a beautiful, because this is, you can see right here, I'm about to find, it's sort of a dispute letter. So stolen, I don't know, but it's a beautiful George Davis letter. No question this is good. And this sold back in, God, I want to say 2015, 2016, this amazing auction. So this sold for $16,000 in 2016. And I talked to Jim Stinson after the auction was over, and he said this is probably like a $50,000 letter at the time. So I think that's a little high, but whatever it was, whoever you got this letter, congratulations. Doubt you're watching this channel, but if you are, you got a bargain. So, and then eventually Golden had this auction come up, and it was called the Senate Page Collection because some guy went around Washington when they had their team. George was with the Cleveland Spiders still, and he got various autographs that came out of that. Denton Young, better known as Cy Young, a beautiful Jesse Burkett, and of course this George Davis. Again, spot on, no question that George Davis is good. Again, this sold, if we can go back here, this sold for how much? This sold for $20,000 at Golden. And I will say this, that when this sold at Golden, it was before Golden was like Golden that it is now. I got some bargains we'll get into one day at Golden because Golden isn't the powerhouse that it is now. And I don't even know if they would want that autograph today. So that's the 3 autographs of George Davis that are out there. There's nothing more known. If you look at Ron's book, he mentions the exact same 3 autographs. Now you've seen them if you're curious what they are. And I don't see more coming out unless by some miracle something comes out. And like I said, if it does, 20,000 minimum to start. So we're going to go from a really hard autograph to a really easy autograph next, and that will be Andre Dawson. So I hope to film that again this weekend, drop it this week. You may see me pop up some other places as well. But until then, as always, keep collecting.